So here we are with another conversation. Black men are constantly helping black women achieve. So now we have a black woman who is the first black woman to have a movie that is the highest grossing uh, successful director. Well, the black man who's married to a white woman financially backrolled that. The black man who's married to a white woman, did not forget about black women. He reached back and not just got a black woman who was good for the job. He picked the black woman from out of nothing. She had some critically acclaimed short films, and he grabbed her, pulled her up. This is what we do as black men. We're constantly helping. I wanted to talk to you as I'm working at my job. I like to multitask, and it helps me get through the day better when I talk to you guys and work at the job. Here we are. Shout out to Multifarious Studios. What type of studios is that? Music? Is that graphics? Shout out to MC Worker, longtime favorite. Shout out to Antisocial, and shout out to Jeremy. So we have Jordan, and this goes to stuff that Antisocial has talked about also. We got Jordan, who's married to a white woman, but he's reached back and pulled the black woman up. Now she is the first highly, oh well, videos and pictures, you should love this. uh she is the first black woman to have a multi million-dollar successful movie as the first black female director. So this black man who, everybody thought he was going to direct it and what have you, he went one step further. Let me reach down here to the women who are doing short stories, and let me grab a woman a black woman. He didn't grab a white woman. He's married to a white woman. He didn't grab a white woman. He grabbed a woman who needed to get recognized off of what he, the black man, has created. Why don't these black women do the same for us? When these black women come up, they don't hire black males here in America. I've seen them do it in Germany. I've seen them hire black men in England. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, here in America, they are not trying to do that. And then you gotta kind of consider, look, what we give so much love to the black woman, allowing them to be the first. A lot of people don't know the first black woman to fly around the world in a plane was bankrolled by a black male newsman. People don't know. People don't know. And I'm gonna have to do something on that as well. I just think it's real funny how anytime we help our melanated sisters, 10 years later, nobody remembers and they act as if we never did. They act as if, women did that all on their own. It's a very weird thing. I'm gonna drop the link for someone to talk because I'm gonna talk about this topic. And after I finish talking about this topic, I am going to kill this stream and move to a different topic and open another stream. But let's get you guys talking about this topic. What do you think? You got the link in the chat room. We're able to talk about it. And I'm going to put up a picture of the sister so we all know exactly who we're talking about. Um, she is the first black female director to achieve all this notoriety. And I just think it's real unique how the guy who made it happen for her uh, was a black male. And people, like I said, tend to forget the black male helps a lot of black women achieve things. But, here in the USA, the black women is always saying it's not enough, you know, or they like to use the argument this person is with a non-black. But even Sidney Poitier helped black men and black women. So here you see it says, Candyman. Nia DaCosta becomes the first black female director to debut a film at number one. Imagine what this is going to do for the rest of her career. Imagine what this is going to do for the rest of her career. But a black man will never get credit for it because he's married to a white woman and because he's a black man. Anybody want to talk about it? Let's come on up. Anybody want to speak about it? Hit the link. Come on up. This is the things that are really weird about this community. I love this community. The USA Black community is my community, but we care about the feelings of our ladies way too much, to the point where our ladies just are so unappreciative. So unappreciative. I was reading today about one of the other countries and how the women in Afghanistan, the men are not allowed to teach women any education. But black women here in the USA think they got it so rough. It's amazing. It's amazing. So once again, a black man has once again helped a black woman become uh, the first black woman to take an airplane around the world nonstop. She was bankrolled by a black man. Hold on for a minute. What was her name? Bessie Coleman. Bessie Coleman was the first black woman to go around the world, and newspaper guy was the one who assisted her. See if I can pull up his picture. I know his picture when I see it. But he was the one that bankrolled the sister to achieve these heights. It's just amazing to me how it all works out, man. We help black women here in America, and they spit in our face. And then the black man says, "Well, you're just supposed to accept that spit and help them some more." You know, it, it's amazing. Let's hear from Jay Sean. Jay Sean, sir, how are you? Welcome, welcome. What time is it there, sir?
It's 9:30 at night, man.
Jesus,
9:31 p.m.
it's all good. It's noon time here.
Okay.
So let me recap it for you. Here, Jordan Peele, married to a white
Mhm.
woman.
Right.
He reached back, like many of us black men do,
All the time.
and he used his popularity for this film coming out. And she is now the first black female to debut as a director of a number one movie, 22 million so far. What are your thoughts, sir?
It's, I'm not surprised. This has been a common theme. Recently with sisters, just recently, there's a movie coming out about Rich Williams. The guy that trained his two daughters and made them into champions. And then you have women talking about why they making a movie about him. You know what I'm saying? That what
Wow.
we're dealing with right now is unfortunately, a lot of black men are not mentally strong enough and emotionally strong enough. We still got mama issues. We're not recognizing that we're dealing with misandry. You know, it's pure misandry. Every sister that you know right now that's been famous for the last 30 years got put on by a black man, whether it's Holly Berry, Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long, um, that whole class, that came out in the 90s. You know what I mean? You talking about the Hookley brothers, Robert Townsend, Spike Lee, John Singleton. You know what I mean? Am I forgetting somebody? You know, it I, just leading the culture in the way we did in the 90s as well. Whether in music or in comedy, it produced so many female careers that we put so many sisters on. And it's been nothing but, like you said, spit in the face. Every time we turn around now, it's just about black women, black women, black women. You know what I mean? It's like, God damn, what about, you don't have sons, you don't have nephews that want to be in the arts too? You know what I
To
mean?
hell
You know
with
what I'm
those
saying?
sons. To hell with those sons. Black
Yeah,
men are
fuck
trash.
my nephew, right? I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does make sense because you know what? You and I, especially you being a military man, we're going to have to talk about some of the historical things that I
Mhm.
came about as it relates to how Celtics, Germanians, and
Mhm.
Francs view Africa. They view Africa, the way to defeat Africa, and virtually all of them agree, go through the women because the men love the women, but the women love to be non-black. Let me give you an example because people think I be capping. Queen Dido was feared
Oh, you going there?
across the Black Sea before Rome was even created. But what started the Punic Wars, Jay Shine,
Hmm.
her love for a man from Turkey. The man from Turkey, a prince, was that Turkey, which is now which is what Troy used to be. Troy and Turkey, same place.
Hmm.
Troy was battling Greece, but Greece was scared to get on the water because Africa ran everything. North Africa ran everything. Crete Islands ran everything. Well, when she used her ships to go against the Greeks for this
Hmm.
prince and lost the battle, these Greeks was like, shit, we just started sailing 2 years ago and we better than these idiots. Let's kill them all. And that's what started the Punic Wars.
You know,
I know the military side of you is speechless.
I mean, every, damn near every African empire, not every, but almost every, a lot of them were brung down once, hypergamy and gender equality got out of whack. If you look at Egyptian culture, once they started having female kings, right? It was the end. It was the beginning of the end of the Egyptian empires. And so for everything from Nefertiti to Cleopatra being a whore for for Greek rulers. You know what I mean? It's like, you know I don't understand. We have the historical context. I don't know any nation, any prosperous nation, any strong nation in the world, and in human history that's ever been built on the backs of its women. So I don't know why, common sense would tell me if I was a black woman and I cared about my people on any level, why I would behave the way I'm behaving, but I'm not a psychologist. you know.
well, well, you only got three. You only got three in world history.
Hmm.
You got Catherine the Great.
Hmm.
Catherine the Great loved Russia so much. She was actually from Hungary or something like that, or Germany, or Austria, which is basically the same place. But she she loved her husband. She loved Russia so much. She married her husband young, but she realized her husband was weak. And
Hmm.
as a military man, Russian people like to believe themselves as warriors, as Rus Vikings.
Yeah.
And she just saw her husband was weak, so she killed her husband for the love of Russia. And Russian people at the time loved that so much. You willing to kill this dude and you are outsider? You are Russian. That's how they took it. Then you have Queen Elizabeth, who is the daughter of Henry VIII, and then you have the daughter of the Queen of Kano in Africa, who she's the only one in Africa. Black women like to bring up Africa, but there was really only one queen who did not fall. And then to your other point about Cleopatra, actually, there was one worse, the Queen of Sheba. Yeah. The Queen of Sheba, because the tradition in Ethiopia was, or what was known as Kush at the time, Ethiopia was only the guy could have the throne. Her younger 12, 15-year-old, no, he was 12 at the time. Her younger brother was going to get the throne, and that made her jealous because she didn't want to be married off. So at 15, 16, she went over to a foreign land and slept with that king, got pregnant by him. And then he used his force to go kill her brother and put her on the throne.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get it mixed up too, because they look at a place like England, right? And they were like, oh, they've had queen for so long. It's a matriarch. No, it's not. England's a hardcore patriarchy. Okay? The Queen of England is a figurehead. She's the daughter of her father. If her father had any sons, she wouldn't be there.
Wouldn't at all.
At all. If she had a brother who was an infant at the time, he would have been the crown prince.
Matter of fact,
hold up. Let me just say this real quick before we move on. I want to make this point clear. Right now, and for the last 50 years or so that she's been, I think she's been on the throne longer than that. As long as she's been on the throne, she's had to answer the men in her country. You know what I mean? She's had to deal with the male leaders in her country, whether it's in politics, other powerful families, industry, or whatever. You know what I mean? She's just a figurehead, man. It's a position more than anything. It's no different than Mitch McConnell, who was the leader of the Senate, of the Republican Senate, right?
Yeah.
He's a minority leader right now. He used to be the majority leader, but he's a minority leader right now. No matter where he's at in the Senate, whether he has a majority or minority, for his politics, he has a bunch of white men he has to answer to. See, when he hustles off the Senate floor, he's hustling off the Senate floor for two reasons. This old ass got to go to take a pee, or he got to go answer that phone. The person on the other end of that phone is who rules, okay? Those white families, you know what I mean? Those white men on the other end of the phone, those are the ones who will run the country, not the figurehead. So it doesn't matter if Mitch McConnell was Mitch McConnell or Michelle McConnell.
Doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter at all. So I mean, the cats understand how power works in the world, and we got dumbass females running around America in Western culture thinking that their matriarchy is going to match up against these patriarchies in the world, and it's not.
And to prove your point, when Feinstein was in that position, when Feinstein was the McConnell,
right,
it was the same thing. Let me also prove your point on. Jesus, I think I lost it. But anyway, let me go back real quick because we got new people watching. So we're talking about how a black man helped Nia DaCosta become the first black female director to debut a film at number one. Now, this black female is going to go down in history. You understand? And everybody's going to forget that Jordan Peele actually helped her in that position. Jordan Peele was going to put out a movie. He was going to direct it. This sister was doing short films, directing short films. This dude reached down like Allah and picked a little, not even, she is talented, but he picked a not relevant black female director. He could have picked a Filipino. No. Even though his wife is white, he reached back to the black community and pulled out a black female director and plugged her into a water slide. What are your thoughts, Jay Shine?
We do it all the time. I mean, right now we're giving Allyson Felix her flowers, right? Rightfully so. She's a classy sister who worked hard and worked hard at her craft. But a lot of people don't understand that there's another girl named McLaughlin who changed coaches and then started dominating and setting records in her races, in the hurdles and the 400. And guess who coached all these women? Guess who she dropped her coach for, and went and got coached by this brother, a black man. And he's the architect of these sisters that have been, out here breaking all these records. It's a black man behind him. I'm not talking about, Mr. Williams, who's behind his daughters. I'm talking about another black man, you know what I mean, that's coaching these women to not only be the best runners in American history, but to be the best runners in the world. And you never talk about him. I was watching another situation, and you're gonna love this one. Carmelo Anthony had something with the Bleacher Report, where he had a show where he was calling on the phone. He called some of his athlete friends, and they would go help out, a young athlete somewhere in the world. And
Oh wow.
they did these shows, and one of the shows was about this black girl who's the first pit crew member in NASCAR
Oh
history.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Now I want you to pick now peep game. Now the spot was about her, but the truth of the matter is that spot should have been about the black man who went and recruited her, who created the first black pit crew in NASCAR history. He's the one that knocked down all the doors. He has all these black dudes on the same team, and they bypassed him, bypassed all those black dudes who were already there, and went directly to her. So now the event is about her, and it's not about the black man who came up with the crazy ideas. So here's the thing: he came up with the idea that he was going to recruit pit crew members from athletes. So what I'm gonna do is go to campuses all over the country, right, and pick black athletes who are not going to make it into the league. So you know how it is. Everybody's not going to make it into the league if you're a football player or an NBA player, right? But his
Right.
thinking is that the more athletic you are, the faster times I can have in my pit crew, because my pit crew will not only be trained to be athletic. That was his attitude. That's something he came up with. He's a
That's
novelist.
smart.
So he went around recruiting different athletes, and he found this female athlete. So even if he didn't have that idea, she wouldn't even be in the game. Neither would none of those brothers that are there. You know what I mean? So it's him, but it's not about him. They made it about her. You know what I mean? And that's that's my biggest issue with a lot of these brothers who come up with these movements online, and why I push back when they talk about letting the community burn and not doing anything for the community and all this other stuff and standing by. And no, we can't stand by. You let the community burn, your legacy dies with it.
Yeah.
Your history dies with it. And now I'm looking at a commercial from HBO, from Eyes on the Prize, Hollow Ground 2021, and it's all feminized, and they got LGBT stuff going on. They're trying to remix our history. You know what I mean? And if you watch this commercial, and everybody go out there, the Eyes on the Prize, Hollow Ground, it's a new documentary coming out on HBO. It's got Tarana Burke and all this other fucking people in it. You know what I mean? And they going to remix our history. You know what I mean? And bring up all this LGBT stuff, trans, all this. It's all in the commercial. You're like, what the hell's I got to do with Eyes on the Prize? But this is what happens when you're not there. This is what happens when you have no masculine male leadership. So your grandchildren, regardless how you feel about it, are going to be in a community that has a false history. And they'll have no respect for what the men have done at all, and you let it happen. As long as it's air in my lungs, I'm not letting that happen. It's not going to happen on my watch, not what I control. You know what I mean? Not the circumference, not the people I can impress upon. I'm not allowing that.
Let's see a little piece of the interview on this, and then we'll run the trailer in a minute. Let's hear what the interviewer says. Can you hear it?
Nah, it doesn't sound good, though. It's not coming through clear.
Okay, all right. I'll have to download the video. Anyway, continue while I get the video downloaded. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, man. It's not about saving black women or saving the community, none of that nonsense. It's about saving our future and saving and protecting our legacy. You know what I mean? And we got to do that. I'm talking about coldly, without no apologies. With no remorse. You do what has to be done. And you're not going to hear about it. I'll tell you what. I go another route with this. I find it funny how a lot of people complain about dads not being there, right? Black men not being fathers and not being there. Even though we know that's not true, right? But that's the complaint. But when you have an opportunity to celebrate somebody like a Richard Williams, why don't you?
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Great point.
It's right in your face. The misandry and the hatred for black men is right there in your face. Now, the dominant society loves this. They love this. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate we got too many of our sisters and brothers who go along with this shit. Because I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure out where is our political class right now?
Well,
How
I
can you
told
let
you.
them do this to Eyes on the Prize? How can you let that happen?
Well, I told you. The biggest thing, and I'm glad I'm talking to a fellow strategic brother. The biggest problem with the black community, we have too many pandering dudes. We have too many pandering dudes. Back in the day, and you came from the rough streets. I came from the rough streets.
Mhm.
People talk to me because they say I don't sound like it, but I gets down. But it's like you and I know people used to get punched in the chest for living.
Yeah.
People used to get marked up just for walking around too much. Hey, bruh, this is my third time seeing you, man. What's going
Mhm.
on? What are you even doing over here?
Yeah.
Get the fuck up out. You know what I'm saying? Just for living,
Yeah. You're protective, man. That's
right?
what men. That's
Because
what men do.
it's like if you ain't part of what's going on over here, you should be walking past here once to get to your location and walking around. Therefore,
Right.
and we just made way for too many pandering dudes who be like, "What about the women? What about the women?" And
What
I
about them?
understand, you
Yeah.
know, dudes that got daughters, you got daughters, I got a
Mhm.
niece that I love, but hey, I know that if something goes stupid, if the anti-blacks were to rise up, I'm gonna need some of these dudes
Mhm.
that are willing to bleed. And you
Yeah.
can't buy that amongst some of our women. You just can't.
You can't. But you know what? It's got to be taught too. Let me give you an example. Like last week, I'm at the commissary. Me and my daughter. You have to teach this through example, right? So there's an old dude, a black man. He's a bagger at the commissary, right? And he's struggling. His hands shaking and shit, and he doing the bags and everything. And so I'm over there while they bagging them groceries out. I got him in the peripheral of my eyes. I'm like, what the hell? This brother's too old to be working, man. You know what I mean? And so I'm paying for my stuff. It's like $400, whatever. I pay for the shit, and then as he's pushing the cart out, because it's two carts. My daughter has one. He has the other one. As soon as we get into the exit, because I'm not gonna let him push that shit over to the parking lot and then fill and then put it in my car. You know what I mean? That's what they do, right? I'm not gonna let this old brother do that. So I already got the cash in hand, to give him the tip. As soon as we get in a more private space, not in front of everybody else, I take the cart from him. I give him the money. I said, "Nah, we good, brother. I got it from here. Go ahead, go relax. Take five." And he just bowed his head and he moved on. And I did that in front of my daughter. So now I
Mm.
taught my daughter how to do two things. One, you take care of your people. And then two, you do it a certain way. You give them dignity. You understand? This has to be taught. And it only can be taught by contact. So this whole notion that we step back and let the community burn, I say fuck you. Because you add into the problem. You can't tell me there's an issue over here with the community and then us as men, we gonna vacate the premises. I can't do that.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell the motherfucker to pull his pants up in my presence. How? Because I already done it. I'm not gonna walk up. You're not gonna walk in front of me with your ass out. I'm going upstairs. I gotta look at your ass. Nigga, pull your pants up. And you gonna look at me like, who said that? I'm gonna look you dead in your eyes. You're gonna like, okay, I got you. Got it. Because you
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah, I know you
no
got
doubt.
me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I
You
know you
understand
got
me?
me. Shout out to Gabe. Gabe said, "Yikes! Where did you guys grow up?" And shout out to you, Gabe. And I think that's where the disconnect sometimes comes when we have conversations with you. Some of us have grown up, even though we're just articulate as you are, or just as fluent in finance as you are. Some of us have grown up in destitute situations, and we have. It's not that our situation is better. We have a different paradigm we done dealt with.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about a topic, it's from the standpoint of, okay, what if everything ain't sweet?
Right.
What if everything ain't gravy?
And you know what, Gabe, hey, man, you gotta get off that fantasy, bro. You know what I mean? This whole thing, suburban America, is a fantasy. All right, it's not the world. The world you live in, that's not it. If the economy collapses tomorrow, which you can't control, it's going to be Book of Eli, and what you going to do then?
And,
You know what I mean?
and let me validate what
You know
Jay
what I mean?
Sean
I get it, 'cause I got houses in the suburbs now too. I know, but I know what the real. I know what undergirds that. I know the violence and the threat of violence of the white society that makes that so. That shit is not there because they just worked hard. No, it's undergirded by violence as well.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
you can't just
yeah.
walk around in neighborhoods. Who you doing
Who
around
you?
here?
Why are you
Exactly,
here?
they're pulling people over. That's threat of violence.
I got you, Mel. Hold on, Mel. And let me just validate. Jay Sean is a person that interacts with generals and majors on a daily basis.
And I'm in the world right now. We're dealing with a refugee crisis right now over here in Germany, and I'm, you know what I mean. I'm looking at real life situations. I don't have time for fantasy.
Hold on, easy, Jay. Let me rock for you.
Yeah, boss.
I'm not saying what Gabe. Me and Jay are not saying what Gabe is saying is wrong. What we're trying to say is we deal with some vicious piranhas who like going against sharks. Listen to me. Like going against sharks. People don't understand the biggest killer in the water is a dolphin. That's what an orca whale is. It's not really a whale, it's a dolphin. It's a dolphin that has decided, I like liver. Liver, Mr. Research. The freaking orca, once he murk a big fish, he only takes the liver. That's how savage these things are. So what me and Jay be talking about is from those crazy understanding of how the world works. It isn't that a person like Gabe is incorrect, because Gabe might be more correct in a different genre. And
you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is real quick. I'll get it real quick.
Hold on. I gotta give him his shine, because if not, in other genres, I have acknowledged that Gabe is more so correct.
Yeah.
So, but go ahead, Jay.
Gabe's a great guy, man. I love Gabe A, man. But you know what, Gabe A, I need you to get on the elevator in the Pentagon one day with me and be on the elevator with one of these goddamn Blackwater motherfuckers. All right? And you look into the eyes of a killer. You understand me? In a suit. You understand me? I need y'all to be opened up to certain things that, you know, I work with generals, man, that got nice houses and they got tea parties and they're having little wine parties at your house. And hey, sometimes you get invited, sometimes you don't. You know what I mean? But you go to in a nice neighborhood and on a fucking lake and all that. This man killed 20 people. He got 20 bodies on his record. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit is undergirded by violence, man.
Everybody at the party know it.
So it's not just the hood. It's just the world is the hood, man.
Right. Let's go to Mel. Mel, what do you think about the director? What are your thoughts?
Well, damn, I don't really know much about her and everything like that, but I see the whole subject going on right now. Like I said, a lot of black women don't put us on. Like we think we should. We think they should and everything. I remember a while ago, I was debating with a guy when it came to the whole situation with Goldman Sachs giving all this money to the black woman and everything. He was like, well, we need to be positive. The black women still have the black community men. I'm like, are you serious? You think they're really going to really help the black community like that with the men and everything when they want to be in control and rewrite the history of the black community in their image? Like, no. Like, so yeah, exactly. Like, you see too many men putting women down so much, but they're not putting the men down. It's not being put in return. But yet, women keep holding us to a standard that we have to help the whole community. But for a community to be helped, we have to help each other. Can't always be one-sided. That's how I see. I remember Jason was talking about how some people walk away from the community. I don't see it that way. I see it as I'm walking away what I see of the community and taking it somewhere else. And whoever wants to follow me, that's who I'm bringing with me. Because you can't save everybody in our community. We can't. And we see that every day. Some people don't want to be saved. Like that old song. Like with the chick. Sing about the chick. Don't save her. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to be saved. Exactly. Some people don't want to be saved. They embrace the function. So you know what? I'm going to take the image of community that I grew up on and move it somewhere else. Whoever wants to follow, can follow me.
I got a quick question.
We rebuilt from there.
Quick question, Mel. Where are you moving it to? You said something.
I'm moving away from the neighborhood that I used to grow up around.
I mean, you still in America?
Yeah, after in America, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm just asking. I thought you. I
Yeah.
want to make sure who I was talking to, because some cats be out here like I'm moving back to Africa. I didn't know what you meant. So
I mean,
I want.
either way, America, non-America, whatever, and stuff. We can still find somewhere to rebuild. I know we got some. There's some barriers we got to go by, but I feel it could be done and stuff. But after a while, like you try your best to save the community, and you see you suffering more losses than wins. After a while, it's like you know what? I'm gonna just have to throw in the towel and rebuild somewhere else. And whoever wants to follow me, we could rebuild. We could rebuild a different promised land somewhere else and stuff.
I think
That's
what
how
I think sometimes me and Jay Shine we're talking about from those dudes who want to bash black chicks. Like, me and Jay Shine, we are protective of black chicks to a point. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But if you just want to go ahead and take mail and Planet Mail, or and go build county mail, city mail, that's no problem. People do that all the time. Yeah. People do that all the time. I just think
That's a big difference between we talking about their dysfunctional behavior, but I don't hate them either too. I just learned, just like you always teach, Mr. Research, wolf away.
Yeah, wolf away.
Wolf away. Walk the hell away. It's like, I always don't want to argue with them too much now, no more. Like, like we saw. I was on the panel. We saw the video of Kendra G interviewing this Pookie type dude who has 5 baby mamas, 7 kids.
Oh hell no.
And the energy on her was like, it doesn't matter what she says, but her actions told a different story and stuff. And it's like, you know what? Why argue with these kids? For what? The action's going to show that it's different. They can talk all this rhetoric about men ain't doing this and that, but they still chose a certain type of man to deal with consistently. And even after that video was over, she even once say, I understand the competent, goodwill brothers from their point of view. No, she says, you dealing with a guy like this, you might as well go straight lesbian. Like, wow. you promoting lesbianism, but you're not even promoting the deal with good brothers than the Pookie type. So that just told you, like, you know what? No sense of arguing. I ain't got to deal with her. Bye. You know what I'm saying?
This is why I got you, Jay. This is why I applaud people, fathers like Jay Shine, who are willing to tell their daughters from toddler to teen, hey, I understand you may want this, but this is what the world is. Now,
exactly.
If you see yourself start messing up, you're going against daddy's instruction. I get that too, but this is what the world is. And it's the same thing I told my niece, but these men, I said, niece, that's your baby father. What about him was a track record? What about him? Well, he comes from a good family. Yeah, but what has he achieved? Well, he got money in music. Okay. Slow down. What has he achieved? I can sell dope and have money. I can open up a strip club and have money. What have I mastered? That's a totally different conversation. You spreading your legs for a dude who has not mastered anything yet. Yeah. That's the problem. Go ahead, Jay Sean.
Exactly.
I mean, Mel, make sure we clear on something, brother.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I hear you, but I'm a hardcore patriarch, and I believe in punishment reward. See, that's a power dynamic that I want black men to really understand. You got punishment reward, but see, you can't punish those that you're not engaged with, and you can't reward just like you can't reward those that you're not engaged with. You feel me? Yeah. I'm engaged in my family. I have 4 sisters, and they know who I am and how I am. 3 of them in pocket, one of them is not. I talk to 3 of them all the time. One of them I don't talk to that much.
The top that sort of.
You know what I mean? So there's punishment and reward over here. So my daughter understands this, and she knows. But I'm serious. But it's a thing about me. I've made sure that I'm somebody who can talk the way I talk. You feel me? I walk the walk. So I'm in leadership every day. Every step I take, I'm making sure that I'm being a leader. I'm also having leadership results. You know what I mean? Earning my keep, earning that paper, getting what I need to get, getting resources. So I maintain myself every year, every decade. I'm growing in stature and status, and I can call shots in my family. I have become naturally a patriarch in my family. I'm the big brother in my family. So there's results, that comes with that. The sisters in my family are in pocket because they don't want to disappoint their brother, nor do they want to disappoint their other brothers and cousins. You understand me? Because this is male leadership. So but that wouldn't happen if I was off doing my own thing. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't be around to impose that, that leadership. You feel me? And that's what I'm saying that we don't have in the community. I'm not talking about being nice, man. I'm not talking about being nice at all. I'm talking about doing what needs to be done. I'm so tired of thinking black men just leaving our legacy to chance. That's why you have this commercial that he's about to play soon that's going to turn your stomach. You know what I mean? I don't know if you ever seen it.
I agree with you. Yeah, definitely. Like, as I'm saying, I'm not leaving my legacy. I'm just taking it somewhere else where I could build somewhere else on my legacy. And whoever wants to follow and agree with me, then that legacy is not going to die. We're just not going to put it. I'm not going to put the legacy in this space.
You know what? What you had in the 90s, as far as the music and the movies and all that, because it was led by men. You understand me? When you had Mo Better Blues, everything to Malcolm X to to everything that was being done to the things like Boys in the Hood, documenting what was going on in the hood. You know what I mean? To higher learning, that was led by men. It was men leading the culture. You know what I mean? And they put so many brothers on, but they put so many sisters on too. And they did the culture a benefit by doing it, by telling those stories our way, unapologetically. You know what I mean? That was when it's been led by men. The fuckery you see right now is because there's a lack of male leadership. And that, to me, when I look at the result of that, the feminization of our boys, the complete eradication of our legacies, African Americans and Negroes in America, I can't stand by and let that happen. I can't just walk away and let that happen to my legacy, my people. I can't let that happen to my grandchildren. What the fuck are they going to be taught? You see them attacking critical race theory and black history in the schools. They're trying to throw away who we are and what we've done and what we've been. So basically, you didn't exist. Mm-hmm. And I can't stand by and let that shit happen. Fuck her. This is bigger than her. All right? And too many brothers in this space make everything about this black female, which makes me wonder how they red pill when everything's about her.
Classic.
Things about her. Fuck her. Is she an equal? No. Is she above you? No. Then why do you keep talking about all the goddamn time? She's not my goddamn equal. I'm not no gender war. That's beta male shit. She's not my fucking equal. I go to war with superiors and equals. I don't go to wars with people beneath me.
Well, this is why I keep saying, that's BGS and Edward. They're the only ones pumping that out every week. I mean, every week. Edwards talks about the gyno, and BGS flips in and out of whatever lane is,
it's the do nothing nigga shit now. Yeah,
it's crazy. Let me before we get to the trailer that Jay Sean wants us to peep out, let me show you what made Jordan Peele pick her. Her short films are all about puppetry and are short art films. So this is really what got her in. Let me show you real quick.
It looks like almost like a maestro. We wanted to see the machinations of the shadow puppetry. Like usually they would either be more invisible when they do it, or they would get rid of it in post. But we really wanted to show that these stories are, yes, based on things that have happened, but also a creation of people as they tell it and as it morphs and changes through history. So that moment of the hand there is just to even further show this is we kind of are all puppets, in a way. Hi, I'm Nia DaCosta, and I'm the director of Candyman, and this is my scene breakdown.
Now, the reason I wanted to show you this, because that right there is what got her put on. Only that. That is what Jordan Peele saw, her ability to do that. And now you go down in history. Mel, let's start with you. What are your thoughts?
The puppetry part. Oh yeah, damn. Oh man, I don't know how to put it in words, man. But
speak your heart, Mel. Speak your heart, bro.
That's all she sees. She's the man as a puppet.
That's all she did.
Exactly, a simple puppet like that, and that's what. Oh man,
all of her short
it's
movies.
sad. It's sad. You do
All
this
her
little
short
bit of
films
work,
-2. All of her short films -2 are puppetry.
and that is it. And then you put her down for a big budget film, a remake of a classic behind that, and
And she's set for life.
she said for exactly. Now I'm not. Now I wonder how she portrayed the image of the men in this remake of the movie and shit.
I haven't peeped that part of the game yet. We gonna have to check that out.
You see what's happening also too. I mean, I'll go as far even. I know it's not the white community, but I'm familiar with the classic cartoons like the He-Man cartoon by Kevin Smith. This gynocrat, he destroyed the main character, the masculine character, and made it about the woman character in there. And that's the white community doing that in that film. We did the black woman would do that.
And that goes to the point Jay Sean is talking about in the trailer. He wants us to peep out. But before we get to that trailer, I'm gonna hear from Jay Sean on his part about that's all she's really known for. And then he gave her this. Jay Sean, what are your thoughts as we go to your trailer?
Man, this is the common trail. It's just everything is being given to him, and it's a hard argument because how do you have this conversation without sounding like a hater, right? Right? How do you have this conversation without sounding like a hater? But I'll tell you how I have the conversation. I'll say it this way: Kamala Harris ran for office. She ran for president. Didn't even make a primary. Raised $20 million. Horrible campaign. Was
Going nowhere.
Was polling third or fourth in her own state behind Elizabeth Warren and Biden and Sanders. I mean, no support, and it was handed the vice presidency. I never seen no shit like that in the history of politics. Have you?
Nah.
Okay,
Nope.
so this is what's going on. You know what I mean? This is what's going on. Why the men have to do all the real work. Now, what I'm about to show you guys, all right, if you eaten already, good.
Oh
I'm
man,
telling you, man, this shit gonna turn your stomach. And then you're gonna understand where I'm coming from when you watch this. Okay? Y'all ready?
Rock out.
This is some bullshit right now. The title is Eyes on the Prize. Anybody who's ever seen the documentary Eyes on the Prize, they documented, so those who don't know, you should know, but for those who don't know, documented.
1954 is when they did the first one, and
exactly the 1950s, the movement and the raw way showing us out there picketing, protesting, boycotting, all that kind of stuff, getting hoes bit and all that shit that was going on, bomb churches, everything. So that's what that documentary was covering. Now, this is what HBO did with Joe Legacy. Watch this.
Many people are going to think they know what this story is about, but they do not.
The first time I saw Eyes, I was terrorized and inspired at the same time. Eyes on the Prize was like a bridge that kept us connected to this history.
Pause it for a minute.
you got the ugly chick that started the Me Too movement.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
every now and then you got to pause it so that way we don't get the copyright thing. But go ahead and talk about, Jay Sean, what we've seen so far. Narrate for us.
All right. So look, you already seen a chick with a veiled bed, symbolizing, sexual freedom inside of a church. You saw that. You've seen nothing but a bunch of women walking around like women liberation, and then you got Tarana Burke, the leader of Me Too. I don't know what Me Too has to do with this. You know what I mean? And so far, so good. You haven't even seen any new men. Only men you've seen so far is images they show from black and white, right? They
Young
haven't
boy.
shown no men in color yet. And the
Yeah.
family they showed you in the front in the beginning with the dashiki on, they don't even look like they're descendants of American slavery. They're like immigrants, African immigrants or something. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of imagery going on in here, and it's going to get worse. This first 30 seconds ain't nothing. What you about to see next is a doozy, okay? But this is what they're doing with what we lived through, what your grandparents lived through, what your great grandparents lived through. And if you don't care about that, then I don't know what to tell you. Watch this.
It's where Black dignity is stripped away.
What does a world without me having to fight look like?
See that?
The hell?
See what they're doing? I'm gonna walk you. I'm gonna walk you down, boss. I gotta let you see what they're doing. Okay? There's more. Watch this.
To navigate anti-Black.
You see that? another, you know what I mean?
Nothing but
Yeah.
gays and lesbians and lesbian
Gets-
studs.
Particular
Oh, my
experience
God.
with Breonna Taylor.
George Floyd.
The police officer has not been charged.
All of that came to a head.
There are many lost stories that weren't given a space to exist.
A Black trans woman's legacy is forever engraved.
Did it say a black trans what?
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it right there. I want y'all to
You
ingest it.
got a fat moo cow
Ingest
and a transformer talking about they let what the hell?
Ingest that. Where are your men in this? I want y'all to say before I let y'all see the last 20 seconds of this, because there's more.
Oh
Right?
man.
Before I let you see the last 20 seconds of this, make sure you understand that how they throw in George Floyd and black men who've been killed by police.
How they the brace of the protest movements and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Come
stepping
on,
over
man.
the bodies of dead boys and dead men to push the agenda. This is the most traitorous shit you ever gonna see in your life. Watch this.
Where would I be without those stories?
We know what erasure can do.
This country teaches you to forget, move on, but we must remember.
Movement has to continue, or it's not movement. It may be laws in it, but it never stops.
You can't get to a black future without black dreaming.
And the man is standing behind all the women.
And the children.
That was a boy with cornrows.
I mean,
Why couldn't he have
was
a
it a
Caesar
boy?
cut?
Was it a boy?
Yeah, that was a boy.
Or was it a little black male?
One
that
of the
told
red
his
little
father,
boy.
said,
Or probably
No,
a
no,
boy
no.
transition.
Man,
Go back,
exactly.
go
Man,
back.
Mel, what you're looking at is a young dude, a young male that told his father one day, said, "Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a bitch." All right? That's
Exactly.
what you're looking at.
Off the chain, man.
And this don't even look like.
I had cornrows when I was
Let me
younger,
ask
but
you a question, man. Now, we had black families for hundreds of years in America, right? That has a distinct look. You know what I mean? How we do our homes, how we lived, and all that stuff. What was it? Why are you showing? What's the traditional looking Negro family? You know what I mean? This doesn't even look like that. It's like some people just got off the boat yesterday.
Jason, why couldn't the boy be older instead of the sister? Why the boy got to be the youngest one? Why can't he be the oldest one and the sister be the youngest one?
How about the fact that the mom is positioned in the front? The
Yeah,
daughter
that
is
too, exactly. Taller than the boy and stuff. Like, why couldn't the boy be older?
But this goes to what I be saying on this channel all the time. Don't hate women. Start to realize what strategically is happening to men. And you know, you got to realize that all the complaining black men, SYSB, they're not helping. You're actually giving the argument for these chicks. If the BGSs will stop complaining about chicks, if the Edwards will stop complaining about chicks, if the Roger Report will stop complaining about chicks, the chicks would go back to their natural thing of attacking each other because there would be no males to point to. See, women need men to say the stuff they say. They need for young boys to say the stuff they say so they can point to young girls and say, see, ain't that scary? Mm-hmm. But if you take that away, what's naturally going to happen, and I think Antisocial talked about this months ago or a year ago, women will start talking about women. You a pick me. You a mammy. You too light skinned. That all dudes got to do is all dudes got to do is wolf away. That's all they got.
We didn't come up with the term thought, by the way. Neither the women.
No, women did.
They came up with the term that hole over there.
So let me show you one other, and go ahead, Jay Sean and Mel.
I just want to say something real quick before we move on, man. I just want to just look. The reason I showed that to y'all is this. This is the reason why this is important. Mel, I understand how you feel. I understand how all my brothers feel. All right, just let you know, Mel. I've been through the courts. I had, riding baby mama. I've been through some shit. You know what I mean? I have every reason in the world.
More than me, definitely. I acknowledge that, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm trying to try to compete. And I'm just speaking for myself, just saying, just let you know that I feel where brothers are coming from. I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? But you see the shit that I just showed on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens when we bounce. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fighting for against. I don't care about them. See, the thing about me is patriarchy is that if I can get enough black men to get on code with each other and reconstitute the patriarchy, they got nowhere else to go. See, I can use the numbers two ways. A lot of times when I get into with Passport Brothers, I talk about numbers. Sure, a handful of us can go into the world and live other places, become expats. That's cool. But there's 20 million of us in America. 15 million of us are descendants of American slaves. Talk about black men, just black men alone. I'm not even going to talk about black women. Just talk about black men. 15 million black men. There's no country taking in 15 million black men, alone 100,000. You know what I mean? So it's not a reality for me. It's not a real strategy. It's not a real solution. 80% of us are going to be dealing with each other, so we got to deal with that issue. So I'd rather deal with black men and the mindset of black men so they can have how to navigate this minefield. All right, because it's not just navigating that women, we got to navigate the world. You know what I mean? Beyond women, right? So I want to get the men on. My mission is to get other men on the same page and to have a support apparatus for each other, so we have each other's back. And the best way to do that is to have a code of conduct, which will evolve into a patriarchy of some type. And guess what? Now, hey, how the numbers work against her? She can't go nowhere neither. There's not enough Brads or Lees for her. She got nowhere to go. So if we came up with a hardcore patriarchy and a code of conduct, she has no fucking choice but to adhere to it. You understand me? Mm-hmm. But we don't do that. We all we care about. Look, if I put four brothers in a room right now and they're getting talking right, start talking some business, whatever the case might be. If I throw a light skinned girl with a slim waist and a fat booty in that room, conversation's over. Niggas can't get nothing done. That's the problem.
And that's another factor too that we gotta worry about. It's not really mostly just with the women. It's mostly with the other fellas, the dudes. We gotta worry about the simps and everything that pander to them so much.
I know, Gay Bear, you're right.
That's actually the worst dealing with the women and stuff. Because women, we can actually deal with them in a way, like I said, walk away, whatever. But it's the dudes that we gotta fucking worry about. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? You can't help everybody because
in the middle, and I don't think we all should agree. So I come from the hood where I was hanging out when I was cool with a whole bunch of dudes that didn't agree with each other, but we had a certain code though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, we didn't let other people come between us. Other neighborhoods, police, whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We had a certain code though. You know, we had different, agreements. We had disagreements. We had different vices. You know, so I come from a culture. Let the man be what he want to be. In his home, it's your home, it's your kingdom. You know what I mean? But we're gonna have certain things that we agree on. Like, all right, so I think we all agree that pedophilia is out. We're not allowing it. All right, so you know what I mean? So here we go. Here's one. Put one on the board. No pedophilia, right? You see what I'm saying? We can come together and say, all right, these are 20 things we agree on as men. That's how you start a code of conduct.
Mm-hmm. There's too many old people that like to screw still. There's no reason for you to go at the kids.
No. I mean, we're just not tolerating that. There's going to be a harsh penalty.
You know, it's a big problem also too with the code. Now it's like we dealing with a generation that want to rewrite the code, get rid of our codes that we grew up with, and rewrite the old codes and stuff.
Well, you know, don't restate the problem because the brother just came with the solution. The solution is we as men, and I said this a long time ago. If you start removing the young boys from the community, if you start giving the young boys an instant 16-year-old, 14-year-old out, many of the young boys will take it. Yeah. They will disappear from their mama's house.
I did. Yeah. I went to a paramilitary program called Challenge Corps. And it's a challenge program in every state given by the National Guard program. That's the program I went into as a troubled youth. And I chose to go into that program because it was an escape from home. You know, there's a lot of kids I'm in Big Brother programs, and these kids have horrendous mothers, whores. Mothers, they got whores. I'm talking about superstar whores. I'm true to the bone whores. You know what I mean? If they was in fucking Thug's Bone and Harmony, nigga, they would be whore bone. You understand me? That's who they would be. But there's something still in those boys where they want more out of life, man. I can't turn my back on that. If I see a young man trying, I am required to help him. I have no fucking choice, especially because I know as a man I figured it out. You know what I mean?
Right. And see, like in my case, I had a very weak father. My father was so weak, I knew I was better than him at 8th grade. 8th grade, I said to myself, I must be smarter than my dad. I gotta be. because what I'm noticing is the men who live around him don't respect him. And I mean within close proximity. And we used to have this one dude who stayed at the Blue House. Now these people across the street. I remember Mr. Bill used to help me, take me crawdad fishing, all type of stuff, teach me how to tie lures and all. And one day, my mom thought he was doing something funny. So she said, "Why is he helping you like that?" And Mr. Bill told me flat out, your father ain't shit. Tell her I said that. And mind you, I'll go back and tell my mom. My mom said nothing, and I kept going over there. Now, I never acknowledged until just right now. Matter of fact, the fact that my mom never said nothing to what Mr. Bill said, because she must have identified. So even if you have a weak father, man.
She saw it too?
Yeah, she saw it too. My next door neighbor, his wife had died, and my father used to sit on the steps and talk to him, like religiously, talk to him. And the steps were smaller than our porch, right? We had a huge porch. And one day, Mr. T, he said, "Oh, I don't respect your father. He just make me laugh." I said, "Damn." I remember he told me that at 16 years old, man. He said, "Do you ever see me come on your porch?" He said, "I appreciate you and your mother, but I know he ain't on point." And it's just one of those things, man. Dudes, and this is why I say on this channel and my other two channels, sometimes dudes live in a fantasy, man. It's just like a dude who's sitting up here, you on your second baby mama. That should be your teaching moment. But you get to your third and your fourth baby mama, nah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of these motherfuckers are full of shit. Like, I mean, I've been in the space since 2008, you know what I mean, and on YouTube to 2012, and I've been in the manosphere before it was the manosphere. Right? I was basically around 1.0, but I'm really 2.0, right? You know what I mean? So I've been around for a long time, and you got a scumbag like.
Did you ever check out Alpha Male Wisdom? No. Okay. Go ahead.
Maybe I did.
No,
but then you got a scumbag like Tommy Sotomayor.
Tommy,
right?
Tommy.
Yeah. So he look. I used to watch Tommy, and Tommy had a channel called Teen and Raw and Teen and Raw 2, which actually was like an archive, because what he used to do was take nothing but news clips, local news, and then comment and replay them, and then commentate on them. So you couldn't argue with it. It was genius. You know what I mean? But here's the thing: he talks about black women. Why, since he's been on the air, he's created 2 single mothers since he's been on the air.
That's my point.
You know what I mean? And niggas just overlook that shit.
I had a channel called
because he's giving them red meat every day. You know what I mean?
Wait. I had a channel called Brotherhood Lessons, and it was at 22,000 subscribers. And Tommy had just started coming around.
All right.
And he was talking about this chick who was twerking in the grocery store. He said, "Look at this bitch twerking out," and he was just going off, right, on a weekly thing about her. This chick sent him a message. They start talking.
Yep.
This dude jumped on a plane and flew out there, and you saw him grinning.
Mm-hmm.
The next week, walking down the lake with Caramel Kitten. That was her name.
That nigga keeps a ratchet. Yeah, he keeps a ratchet in the chamber. You know what I mean? And then had 2 babies out of wedlock.
Well, hold on. And so I made a video. This dude is not consistent.
No.
And then he sent his little minions to come flag me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know what type of male would follow your direction to go do some shit like that. But it made me realize we got dudes out there that are so damaged that they would follow orders of an idiot to go flag my page down, and my page got terminated because all these dudes who wasn't even fans of my page are flagging my page.
You got too many lost boys out there. Look what happened with the Fresh and Fit fiasco and stuff. A lot of them lost little boys was attacking Jessica Epps like crazy on here, despite they telling you the proof of what he really is. Like Myron's a fraud, you know that shit.
Hold on a second.
You got a lot of these lost little boys still defending him for the fact.
Oh, okay, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mel.
Yeah. Now I was saying, with all these
Oh, it
losses
needs to
with
happen.
with the Fresh and Fit fiasco,
Mhm.
they constantly was attacking, mad people that felt that was going against them and stuff. But the fact the proof was actually showing out in the open what they was frauds, and y'all still defending them to the crazy fact.
See, this all this shit
That
right here.
one boy who now he apologized to Anna Quinn for attacking her at first and everything, but think about the guys that ain't want to apologize to her, despite she had proof that Myron went too far with what he did, and they defend that fact to this. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of fanboy shit, man. I call it fanboyism.
Toxic fanboy shit.
I
Like the
call it
Star Wars.
fanboyism, yeah.
It's like the Star Wars toxic fan base and shit. What we live in now.
Yep. It's that fanboyism, man, because it's like, and that's what I'm saying. That goes back to the code of conduct, right, Mel? So if I see something's out of place and something's wrong, I'm going against my own code. If I sit here and keep rocking with somebody who's out of pocket, you know what I mean, who's out of alignment, who's doing the very things that he complains about. You see what I'm saying? Then now I can't rock with you no more. See, I came over here to put down this ratchet bullshit. Now you out here being a ratchet nigga. I can't rock with you now because you're a man. Now I'm doing the same thing women do. You see what I'm saying? Women do that. They circle the wagons around, ratchet females. And when we're look like Shikari, right? Look how many women would defend her at first, but then she showed her ass too much. And then with black women, then they had no choice but to back off of her. But if she was getting into it with just men, they'd still be riding for her right now.
Oh yeah, exactly. She
what I'm saying?
She was saying a lot of racist comments on her page like crazy.
Yeah. So, but she's she's not representing her, and then she wins her trials, the qualifier, U.S. trials, right, to make it to the Olympics before she came up hot. And she's talking about the LGBT community. Exactly. She's throwing shout outs to the LGBT community. So she's not representing black people. She's representing that community. That's how I look at her.
What's so crazy? It's just like I look at Venus. Venus has never said nothing anti-black, so I'm not going to hate on her. But with all the people that she's interacted with on a white level, dating and all that, now that she's going through all her medical problems, where are they?
No, they know where
she got medical problems now. Where are they?
Nowhere to be found, man. It hurt my heart, to see Serena and Venus. You
see how see how light skinned Serena is now?
Yeah, but here's the thing about Serena and Venus, and this is where men have to be strategic. This is where the strategic mind comes into play. If I see Serena getting cussed out by her white husband or Venus getting cussed out by her white boyfriend, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? That's a fucking business.
Oh, yeah.
That's between her and her white zaddy. Right? Yeah, she hopped the fence. I got nothing to do with that. But if their careers are attacked by the white media, right? If white tennis media want to downplay their accomplishments as black girls and what they did, see that has to be defended at all costs. Because that's not just their legacy, it's our legacy as African Americans, and it's their father's legacy as well. And we have to defend that. But as far as them getting cussed out by some white dude in the club, have at it, white boy. Ain't got nothing to do with it. You understand me?
I ain't sleeping with her. They sleep with her. So that's
exactly. So that's how you separate the bullshit. Now, most women out here don't have those kind of careers, right? So if they just swirling, guess what they are? They're completely on their own. They have no protection. You know what I mean? That's called punishment and reward. You understand? You see how I just did that? That's a power dynamic. I want brothers to understand that. That's how power dynamics work. So when you sit there and you do give charity and you do look out for somebody, you're exercising power, just as if you pull the carpet from under their ass. You know what I mean? That's exercising power too.
Let me show you this one thing. I'm doing it out of order because I want to show you the Serena thing since y'all just spoke on it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna load the Serena thing because I think that's more prevalent on what you guys just said. Just so when I clip this up later, it's all consistent. So here's the Serena thing. Let's see it.
And grow your business with Wix.com.
Not playing. Okay, that didn't work. Let me see. Where is the darn thing?
It's coming in clear though.
Countless. Okay, I guess I had to redo it. All right. So while I'm redoing it, check this out.
Get along gang, demon. Four long get along gang, demon. Go along, get along gang, demon. There's a go along, get along gang, demon. Oh God! Patch-eyed demon. Patch-eyed blackface short little demon. Oh God! Patch-eyed demon. Patch-eyed blackface short little demon. Oh God! Patch-eyed demon. Patch-eyed blackface short little demon. Oh God! Peach-eyed demon. Peach-eyed black-faced short little demon. Oh God! Raccoon-eyed bastard. Raccoon-eyed black-faced short little bastard. Oh God! Raccoon-eyed bastard. Raccoon-eyed black-faced short motherfucker. We see you now, bastard.
So the reason I'm showing you this is because this to me is a blown opportunity. Here you are, you've got a lot of notoriety for calling people out. He did not make this, but the people who are affiliated with him made this.
Right.
And I like the raccoon imagery that they had, but I just think calling people names and let that be the go-to is not a strategic thing. So I'm going to play that, and then now I'm going to play this thing for you to check out with Little Bootsy. It's very short, so hold on.
Nah, because I got to speak up because as far as straight people in the world, you don't have an opinion on homosexuality.
You don't feel that disrespect going dance naked? You don't think that's disrespect in front of boys who trying to be straight?
Everything is harm. If you say anything, I'm straight, I like women, it's vulgar to.
I don't know that that's vulgar.
That ain't true. Yes, it's ran by.
Boosie Rap has been talking about fucking women forever in videos and they songs. That ain't changed.
I know it's a different day now, just like the baby. Like, bro, like, you know, how many times you been on set? All y'all DJs.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard somebody say, if you ain't got AIDS, make noise in the whole club.
Oh, no,
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks, put a cell phone like that.
They try to make examples out of people, you know, so the next person who blow like this, you gonna go with this. And I feel, you know, they're attacking our children.
So let me stop right there. Let's start with Mel. What are your thoughts?
Hey, speaking mad facts right there and everything. I ain't surprised, you know, Charlamagne and Angela Lee, like, you know what I'm saying, what they doing and everything. Like, I don't rock with them, period. But that's why I'm like, yo, I know what they about. So it's like, yeah, they constantly trying to shut Boosie for speaking the truth. Yeah, you're like, yeah, us, you know, heterosexual, competent, masculine men trying to speak the truth on one side, we get canceled and stuff. And it's even sad because, you know, you got men like Charlamagne who's always making gay jokes so damn much. Yeah, he's married and everything to a woman, and yet he's rocking so hard, like Dwayne Wade.
And what do I always say? What do I always say? The goofy male hyena dude is more dangerous than the white man. But go ahead, finish your thought, man.
You just said the main fact right there. The goofy clown man hyenas like this dude, Charlamagne and everything, and his clown goofy women like Angela Lee that they ain't got no man and claiming she got a man. Or the worst type of, I'm sorry, I have to say, yeah, they're the worst type of people, man, to be around, man, because like, yeah, someone pandering this hard and going against the narrative, yeah, like they almost close to dirty Maccas.
Let's hear Jay Sean. Jay Sean.
I keep it short because I agree. You know what I mean? Just the fact that he can't even have that conversation without being interrupted. You know what I mean? The fact that he's not being taken seriously in that conversation. When they had those trans people up there with Malik Yoba, they didn't interrupt him. So I think if everybody just stopped for a second, just pay attention, just to obvious basic shit that's happening right in front of your eyes. You know what I mean? Let the man speak. Why can't he have a say? Why are you trying to stop him? Why? Because you're trying to correct him. And you're trying to correct him. You're trying to, you know, go against, not just go against what he's saying. You're trying to offset what he's saying. You know what I mean? And that's an agenda.
I will prove your point even one step farther. Mm-hmm. Flame Monroe is a trans. No, wait.
No, Flame Monroe is good people though. Yeah.
I'm about to say that.
I ain't really got no beef with Flame Monroe.
No. Watch this. Flame Monroe is consistent as fuck.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Now, regardless of whether appearances and, you know, don't rush up on me. I'm gonna dot your I. But outside of that, just being a consistent conversationalist, Flame now works for CTG. Okay, CTG got him a gig, a little radio podcast gig. All right, CTG is bankrolling that over there and getting the residuals from it, right? But even when CTG was interviewing Flame on this thing, Flame spoke up against that nonsense. Hell no, I don't want that. Hell no. You pick what you pick and you stay in that lane. I got so much respect for how consistent this. I have bumped into conversations Flame Monroe has had for the past 5 years, and it's still the same conversation. On Corey Holcomb, same fucking conversation. On CTG, it just never fails. But let you hear some more.
Mr. Research, though, quick play this.
Go ahead.
Do you notice when Mr. Farrakhan be up there, you see how quiet Charlamagne be, right?
Anybody that got a group behind them. There was a Latin brother up there, and Charlamagne was quiet, or he don't show up at all.
Thank you, because you know why? In that group, that group is respected because that group has a code of conduct that will not be disrespected. They will not bend. They will not yield. I'm glad you brought up that fucking example, Mel. Thank you, sir.
And look, those groups will find you on the streets, because y'all remember that one video. That one video where he just went after Kim. I was like, why is this dude going after Kim like that? It's like, it was either Kim or Nikki. I forgot which one. But then they found him on the street parking his car. Gave him the business. He took off. He identified quick. And I understand why he took off, because he was outnumbered. But, dude, don't let your mouth, man, let that rock, man. Like, I'm going to stand on what I stand on, but I'm not going to put down Jay Sean or Mel to make my point more valid. That's let's let you hear some more of this.
Who love these rappers?
The kids?
The kids. Yeah.
You're getting feedback again.
Go ahead.
You make every rapper go with it. If every rapper go with it, because I know I loved every rapper when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
I loved every rapper. You know what I'm saying? I try to copy what they did. You know what I'm saying? No, they pushing it on our younger generation.
Listen, I saw you say that, you feel like he is a negative influence. Why are you acting like rappers haven't been negative influences for years? Whether it's talking about murder, celebrating the drug culture, the gang culture, violence against women, like we just as negative. So how is he the person that you decide to point at and say, "Oh, you're ruining it for the kids"? What have street rappers done to the kids?
I really get offended when it was like he was saying that he would go up there and perform naked. All these straight people in the world, all these millions of kids gonna watch this, and no straight rapper ain't gonna say, nobody's not gonna,
Yeah, I don't understand that logic, Boosie. I saw you say that people be trying to be straight. How you try to be straight?
That's the devil talking.
If you're straight, you ain't gotta try to be. I don't care.
Run it back again.
On the video, you said people trying to be straight.
You don't feel that disrespect going dance naked? You don't think that's disrespect in front of boys who trying to be straight?
If you got your kids watching TV,
mm-hmm.
would you want, if you trying to straight raise strong young black men, would you be cool with your kids sitting there watching it?
Strong black men not gonna be.
Would you be cool with sitting there, if you trying to raise that, and would you be cool?
This is why I would never go on The Breakfast Club. I would go on their white counterpart, because it's not a serious conversation. He asked this dude a direct question. Now we're going to start with Jay Sean. He asked this dude a direct question and he avoided it. And that's the type of stuff that's ridiculous to me.
It's the devil argument. You know how it is with the devil, right? My grandmother told me this a long time ago. But it's the devil argument. It's the pusher argument. It's the evil, influencer argument, right? So Mel's out here. Mel, you've been out here womanizing, right? But you're trying to get your life together, right? You're trying to get your life together. You're trying to be in a straight and narrow. You're not trying to just sleep with anything. You're trying to focus on your money. You know what I mean? You're trying to live a clean life. You're trying to be a clean man, right? but you got a chick pushing up on you, and then you got another dude pushing up on you, trying to push chicks on you. You know what I mean? And then they say something to you like, you push back real hard, but they say something like, well, Mel, you liked it last week, right? So what's wrong now? You see what I'm saying? They won't let you, become a better person. They always going to use something like a nefarious argument. Well, you liked it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we never had it before, they'll be like, well, you like it, right? Why don't you try it? It's that kind of push of shit. That's what he's really saying in this argument when he's making that argument about hip hop. Well, it's always been negative. So what's wrong with more negative? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Is this a stupid ass conversation? Like my man Research is saying, it's not even an intelligent conversation. That means the having a conversation is pointless at that point. You know what I mean? We can't talk about growing or pushing the mentality forward or the ideas forward in any kind of way. Or in a minimum, let me get out what the fuck I want to say. See, the thing is, on the Breakfast Club, a lot of people come up there and they just get to express themselves, especially from those other communities. And they get to say what they want to say uninterrupted. Crazy shit. Uninterrupted. I remember Envy had just a question when he was talking to those those trans people that was up there with Malik Yoba. And they just, what kind of question is that? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just a question. You see, it was very aggressive because they don't want you to ask any questions. They want you to accept the shit. And what he's saying, it makes a lot of sense. We got children who have impressionable minds. Why would you want to put this in front of children? He knows what he's trying to say, but he knows Boosie's not articulate enough to really say what he's trying to say. So Charlamagne being somebody who can help the conversation along and really get to what the man's trying to say, if he was being fair-minded or being what's the word I'm looking for? He was having a good faith conversation, right?
Yeah.
He would help that because he's not supposed to have a dog in the fight, right?
Not supposed to. Yeah.
Charlamagne's not supposed to be representing the LGBT community, right? He's supposed to be there
as an interviewer.
He's trying to get communication going. He's trying to get the conversation flowing, and you see the man struggling articulately. He would say, "Oh, what you trying to say?" But see, you will see Charlamagne do that with another agenda, though. If Sha'Carri comes up there talking LGBT stuff and she's not talking, clearly, he'll help her along. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying if right? See, this is the things you got to watch niggas do. See, I'm a street cat. I watch all this bullshit go on between people. I would sit on the corner or sit on the crate and just watch people trying to con each other all day. You know what I mean? This is what funny. Gabe asked that question earlier. He's like, where y'all niggas grow up? I grew up in the streets, Gabe. I grew up in the streets, but I believe the whole world's a street. That's just my opinion. But you would see that kind of shit go on, and then you understand how people really get down. And when you have that kind of education, when you see a bullshit conversation like this, it's kind of like Mr. Research said, this is a bullshit conversation. It's not even a real conversation that's being had right now. All right. This conversation is really for the stupid. You know what I mean? Charlamagne is making sure the conversation doesn't really progress into no real areas.
Right.
He knows his audience is mostly not smart enough to figure out what's going on, or they don't want no smoke neither. Everybody wants to see. Most people in the world just want to get along. They just want to go with the flow, and that's exactly what these people, these social engineers, have figured out. Right? They know people just want to go with the flow, so they put it in your music, they put it in your TV, they put it in your commercials. You know what I mean? And then they tag your jobs with new policies and discrimination. Team building and shit. And how to be more. And then they'll hide behind racism. They use us. Right, to usher some other shit in, you know what I'm saying? How to be more tolerant, and then it start out, back in 1965, there was civil rights movement, and then it end with some LGBT shit. You see what I'm saying? This is what's going on.
Let's get Mel.
Yeah, Charlamagne, he's not an intelligent person. He can speak in a way as entertaining, but if Charlamagne was put on this panel with us and everything,
he'd be slaughtered.
Exactly, he lost. He gets slaughtered. This stuff. He'll be like just like he's trying to treat Bootsy compared to how we speaking up here.
Let me prove your point, and I'm gonna let you finish. Charlamagne didn't get no intellectual prowess until he got on this show. When he was on Wendy Williams' show, he was dumb and silent as a rock. Anytime he tried to speak, it just was like coming from a dumb person, to where she'd be like, Charlamagne, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's like dude didn't even on this show. It took him like almost a year to actually find his voice, and he's not a well thought out dude. He only recently started getting in this lane. But go ahead.
Exactly. As we see right here, he knows how to try to make himself sound intelligent, superior to those who can't even articulate themselves as well as he can. Like Bootsy right here. Despite Bootsy speaking some facts, he just can't speak in an articulate way and everything because he's speaking straight street.
And Boosie's trying to also make sure he don't say the wrong thing too. I see
exactly.
It, you know what I mean? And he so if I can see that, Charlemagne sees it.
Exactly, and that's why he's attacked. That's why Charlemagne got the advantage.
So
he's trying to be. He doesn't want to get canceled, but yet if he's in his car making videos, he don't give a shit because now I'm in my platform, speaking in my videos, sending out. But he's on someone else's show, doesn't want to speak, what he really wants to feel and everything. But
hold that thought. Here come Angela.
People alone, Boosie. I don't
like I can if I feel that way, I'ma say it.
I respect
and I mean it. Like you may not feel that way. They may not feel that way. But I feel that way.
Do you feel
hold on.
What about when you see an artist? You talked about rappers, like when you see like
Rachel, let me say this real quick. I'm from the streets of New York. Right then and there, he should have punched Charlemagne in his face. And y'all were like, why would he punch him in the face? Because what he just did was very disrespectful. He says, I respect it. He does not respect where he's coming from.
Nope.
He does not respect him at all. He's like, I'm giving my opinion or whatever. That nigga's basically comping the plea in that moment. And Charlemagne's like, yeah, I respect it, but he goes back onto the bullshit. He should have got hooked off in. See, where I'm from, you got your teeth knocked out your mouth doing that kind of shit.
Well, here in Cali, we'd have gave him a serious look, bro. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, we don't play this. There's another conversation being had.
Yeah.
It's not the words that's coming out the mouth. It's another conversation being had. And I'm a full-bred raised New Yorker. There's 3 conversations usually being had between the average New Yorkers at one time. All right, and you were like, "What the fuck just happened? Why did niggas hook off on him?" Because there's another conversation being had.
Yeah. And it's not a positive one.
It's not a positive one. That kind of shit right there, I would have punched him in his fucking face.
That's just like when dudes is, bruh, hold on. Everybody stop. Dude, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother conversation.
See, there's a reason why motherfuckers are falling out of planes. You understand me? All right? Because there's punishment around. See, other parts of the world is punishment. This pluff shit that we have in America. See, that's that safety, I'm going to sue type shit. You know what I mean? That's why nothing happens to nobody.
Hold on. Let's get through this. Hold on.
Birdman and Lil Wayne kissing each other on the lips. So you see, Turk talking about some of the stuff that they did because it's the same thing.
Feel me? Every male, dog.
Hell no.
Have some type of gay game.
The fuck?
Nah.
Why not?
Right.
I just want you to leave them people alone, Boosie.
I ain't picking with nobody.
Yes,
I don't have.
Leave people alone, Boosie.
All right, Jason, I'm definitely with you right here because I'm a New Yorker myself. And tell the NBA
Hey, look, bro. Like, the people who so-called hate me in the LGBT community, I don't know them. Family member, gay people, I have good relationships with them. They're great.
But you're not gonna tell. I know they tell you to stop.
But
they tell you to stop. Boosie, do they tell you to stop?
Nah. They be like, I wish people really knew that you don't have
Right, we saw that you took a picture with Flame Monroe.
Because why gay people
this gay stuff is bigger than you think.
Why gay people don't turn straight?
Got with all the gay rappers, probably. They.
What about women on women? Do you mind that?
I don't mind it as far as marriage.
So you don't mind
I would love her to death, but I'm not. I don't want to start that. As me, I have the right to do that. As parents, we have the right to do that.
Your opinion. The only thing I disagree with is the fact that you say Lil Nas X is a super negative influence on the kids. You say things like, you want to beat up Lil Nas X. You could possibly be encouraging violence against gay people, man. So that's what I would tell you to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't encourage because they are 4 times more likely.
But that's what I'm saying. So don't even.
I just told you, gay people, Gay people not after me in the real world. This is just social media. The world did this. In the real world, you know, people respect me for, you know,
who are gay, people who work with you, you have family members,
right?
And you have no problem taking pictures with people if they're gay.
Right.
So what? So the thing that bothers you is the representation on television. Is that
really television bothers me? When I came home from jail, it bothered me. You know, I was like, God. You know, I was like, you know, it was new to my eyes. You know, like if you don't protect your kids, you know, they're gonna be stirred that way. Okay.
You think people are born gay, or you think they?
I don't know.
He has no idea.
I don't know. I don't. Not
right,
a gay,
and you've
I'm not
seen
a gay,
it too, and it doesn't make you want to
I'm
say.
not a gay spologist or whatever. You know.
But you've seen a.
It was straight about that. So I knew that this industry right here is ran by those. You know what I'm saying? So I turned to films, man, and I'm directing film. I got my biopic, best biopic you ever saw, dropping September 24th on Vire streaming service. Yeah, the gay community, like they support me, like, you know, like the gays who see me and fuck F you. I never met those.
How can we mend these bridges?
As straight people, as you know, we need to have our.
Now, to Jay Sean and Mel's point, here's what's so dangerous about CTG. He keeps pushing the one narrative as if Boosie is guilty. He doesn't let Boosie's words stick for themselves. He uses the power of media to try to push the narrative to a weaker-minded viewer that CTG don't feel this way. He's just saying it. And this is what makes it.
Boosie cannot articulate this argument. See, what pisses me off about Charlamagne, see, this is why another reason why I would punch Charlamagne in the face, because I know he knows better. He knows Tariq Nasheed. Why don't he have this conversation with Tariq Nasheed? You see my point? You see my point? Why are we having this conversation with Boosie? It's kind of like when ABC brung Lil Wayne up to talk about about Ferguson. For what? What are we talking to this nigga about, you know, police brutality for? What? What are you bringing him up here for? You know what I mean? You got all these other activists out here. You could have went to Masson. If you wanted to rapper, you could have went to Masson, right? My son. You know what I mean? You could have went to somebody else. Why you go to Lil Wayne? That's probably high on scissor.
You see how that bitch Angela Lee try to flip it on him, talking about what you feel about girl on girl? You all right with that, right?
That's an old argument.
I find cringeworthy when she said that shit. Like, we trying to flip that shit back on.
And this would have been my answer to that. My answer would have been like, sister, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. What people do in their bedroom, because this is what I would have came in at the beginning. I would have came in armed with talking points. I don't care what people do behind closed doors. This conversation is about what we push into public and we push into young minds. I don't agree with women out in the street eating each other out in the middle of the street. I don't agree with WAP being on national TV in front of families and family time TV. I don't agree with none of that stuff. You know what I mean? But if two women want to have sex with each other and behind closed doors, or if I get introduced to a threesome just in a session, what people do in their bedroom is their business. That's how it's always been. That's how it always should be. But it's now everybody's bedroom business is now big business. And that's the conversation I want to have. That's what would have been my response to that bitch.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That would have been my response to that hoe. You know? But he's not, they know he's not ready to have that kind of conversation. So while they're having this conversation, they carving out all the time, all three of them in there, right? Having this quote unquote important conversation, why are they having it with him and not somebody that can articulate the argument much better?
That's someone who called all three of them out the hypocrites and shit.
And there's women out there who feel the same way Boosie feel too.
Exactly.
Could have brought women up there to have this argument. And they're known in the space. They got big followers on social media. Why are you not going to Zaza Ali or somebody that's well known in Shahraz Ali? They got people they can call in there to have this conversation.
Even Kwame Brown, man, we like, especially when he called out Charlamagne for being a hypocrite, making him jokes about the sexual assault that he did on that girl where he got locked up for and everything, and yet he's supporting this shit the way it is. Like, come on.
This shit crazy, man. And the thing is, I just came up with my response on the fly. If I knew I was going on the show, it would be much tighter than that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So why they bringing somebody on here, you know what I mean, that they know can't really articulate themselves? You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is a stupid conversation.
Like making money embarrassing certain people. That's the whole thing.
That's exactly what they're trying to do. Hey, somebody got a car alarm in the background.
Oh, that ain't me.
Oh, okay.
That research. The research.
Oh, I hope we ain't getting robbed. You know what I mean? Call the police. I'm about to call the popo.
You stepped out for a minute.
Mr. Research. Oh shit!
Oh, man.
My man said it might be a fire alarm. That's possible.
Yeah. That sounds like a truck moving back.
Yeah, Mr. Research. Make sure that nigga alive, man. Like, man, he in San Francisco, man. You know that mafia thick out there, boy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The LB mafia out there.
I apologize. I was burning something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, that was a fire alarm?
We about to call the San Francisco Police Department. On help, man. Like, where my man at? It's all good. Yeah, so go ahead, Mel. What you about to say?
But then, that's what I was saying. Yeah, they know they know they make money off embarrassing people. You know, they having an agenda right here with Bootsy. They know what Bootsy be talking out his mouth. Yeah. They burn him on the show to embarrass him,
and not only embarrass him, but use his poor performance to further their agenda. You know, right? Exactly. So now, if you argue against their position, or if you argue against the agenda, you even feel stupider now. You know what I mean? You feel like your position is weaker. No, it's not. No, it's not at all. He just doesn't know how to articulate what he's saying. Yep. All right. And they keep asking him questions from different angles and all that. He needs to take charge of that conversation. You know what I mean? This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to address you first, et cetera, and have his talking points and have his mouthpiece crisp. You know what I mean? Exactly what he's trying to say. If you're going to represent this masculinity, if you're going to represent this heterosexualness, be crisp about it. Because when they put their advocates up there for LGBT, you know what I mean, for their agenda, they put well-trained spokespersons up there. All right, people who talk the agenda and talk the talking points and make it sound palatable to the community, and also get sympathy from everybody. You know what I mean? Put themselves in a sympathetic light. That's all part of propaganda and communication. And you seeing a class example how they just run over a brother who's not prepared, for one, to have this conversation, and two, he's not articulate enough to have it. You know what I mean? He's a good rapper and all that. He's a Southern guy, country dude. You talk street talk probably fluently, but this is not a conversation for him. Charlamagne God and them know other people who are articulate enough to have this conversation. All right, they've been on the Breakfast Club before. You know what I mean? He could have even had Moist Watkins up there to have this conversation. Who did better than Bootsy? You know, with his simp ass. But the point is, this is all a game. It's all a game. They're gonna use you. You want to get on the internet and talk. You're a rapper, you famous, whatever. They're gonna use you in a good way or a bad way, but they're gonna use you. So if you're down with the agenda, they'll use you. If you're against the agenda, they'll use you.
Very true. Very true. Very true. So I'm gonna go back to this one thing about all this, but I want you to hear Flame Monroe's part.
Yeah, you don't know that.
But I
got
know
8 people in this room.
But nobody here has come out. So as far as I know, why are you looking around,
so we have an openly gay man, Joey, over there.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see Joey.
You just ignore the openly gay man in here.
Well, I'm looking this way. He's all the way on that side. I didn't see him.
When I get up on you, you know, I'm pretty handsome. That's what my mama said.
I heard somebody say that this morning, man. You know who said that?
Who?
Flame.
Oh, Flame.
Yeah.
Hey, Flame.
Flame said that this morning.
Oh, we was running it down there.
Love Boosie.
Flame different, though. Flame, you understand Boosie?
I do.
Flame also didn't know you were so small. She was like, I didn't know he was so small.
But I knew he was smart. Isn't your mother like a teacher or something?
Yeah.
I knew you were smart. I know just some of your rhetoric. I hear the intelligence. We were just talking about what kind of dad he represents, that we need to see that from different capacities from black men, because all black men don't raise their children the same. You know, that don't mean that there's love missing or that there is time missing. He just does it a different way. But, you know, I'm a fan of Boosie. But, see, I'm sitting next to Envy. I'm not pushing up on him. Plus, he too light-skinned and he want this red-ass nigga.
How do we mend the bridge between Boosie and the LGBTQ community?
we just have to talk to each other and listen, and not listen to hear the 4 or 5 words that make you the trigger words. You have to listen to respond to teach the other person. I don't disagree completely with what he said about Lil Nas X. Everybody's so displaced. What he was saying was not, I don't want my kids to see inappropriate things that they watch on TV, but I don't like, even with Angela Stanton, with her daughter, with the trans daughter, you have to put it in place as a parent. Do I love my child more than I hate what they have become? Your daughter, even if she was to become a lesbian, you still.
I told him that. I said that.
But you just said you wouldn't go to the wedding.
I said I wouldn't
lose. But I think that
I wouldn't lose no love for her at all.
What do you say? Flame just said, I wouldn't want my children to be gay.
I wouldn't want my children to be gay.
It's a harder life.
Tough life.
Yeah.
I live this life. I'm 56. I've lived this life 12.
I think that's real important when Flame says, I wouldn't want my children. See, gays won't come after him for saying that.
You said gays will come after him?
Will not.
Flame don't care.
Oh, will not.
No. I said they will not come after him for saying that.
Man, Flame don't give a fuck neither. Let me tell you something about Flame that I respect. Flame still understands that he's part of the black community, for one.
Yeah.
All right. 2, he understands that, this is an alternative lifestyle. So if the mainstream is heterosexuality, why are we pushing so much homosexuality in front of these children? That doesn't make any sense. Flame knows that's not true. I mean, we've always had gay people in our community. We've had Mobs Mabley. We had Little Richard. You know what I mean? We had James Baldwin and Luther Vandross. We didn't beat them up. You know what I mean? But we don't understand what the archetype is, and what you do in your bedroom is your business.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? You see how that line and that talking point works all the way through? It's like jujitsu, man. No matter what you do to me, I'm gonna use your weight against you. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it bugs me out when I ain't gonna front when it comes to they pride celebration. Pride. Y'all celebrating pride of your sexuality or confusion of what you feel of what you really are. Because from my point of view, y'all really celebrating your sexuality, but trying to make it seem like I'm being gay is what I was born as. No, it was a sexuality. You was turned on by someone of the opposite sex. So you know what? I should be celebrating pride for liking people of the opposite sex then. You know what I'm saying? But nah,
I think there's some people who are, for lack of better words, they are mutations, right? People who they don't grow a forearm, they don't grow, they have hormone imbalances. Yeah. Even to a pedophile. I have not compassion, but understanding. Obviously, there's something wired in you wrong if you're getting a hard on for an 8-year-old child. All right. I don't understand how you see. People don't even think of it that deep. How the hell you get a hard on? You know what I mean? An erection for an 8-year-old. Who the fuck looks at an 8-year-old and gets turned on? You see what I'm saying? So something's obviously wrong with you. Now, me understanding that, I still say you don't belong in our society because I can't risk our children because I understand that you wired wrong. You understand me? So you can't be part of society. I'm sorry. All right? That's just the way it goes. You've been right wrong. You handed a bad deal. There's people that were born with one thumb. All right? People are handed a bad lot in life. You were born this way, fine. That's one side of it. The other side of it, I think, is people who get turned out. All right? You know what I mean? I think you can influence anybody into, because we see this with women. There's women that are like, ew, I'll never touch a female, but they can get turned out. And then once they start doing it and then start liking it, and it's no big deal, the next thing you know, they're doing it all the time. You know what I mean? So, I think there's 2 ways this shit happens. And I think they understand that second way. And that's why they push it through the music, pushing it through Disney movies, pushing it through Sesame Street and cartoons now. Yep. You know what I mean? They programming that shit. All right? So you a switch hitter for life.
Yeah, because technically, being turned on, it's a learned act and stuff.
Exactly.
And everything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But attraction is something that, it is technically not meant to be understand, but most of it is definitely a learned act. Like stuff like, remember when us boys, we were boys, we didn't like girls, but that doesn't mean we want to be gay. We wasn't into girls like that, or more like we wasn't into the girls around our age. We grew up, but we see a certain older woman, we was into it. We just knew we was into the opposite sex, but it's like we started understanding our sexuality a little bit. But most acts is actually learned. Ain't nobody born gay and everything. I said it also too. Nobody's not born gay. That's actually a learned act, and sometimes even forced.
This is why I supported the super straight movement. But TikTok canceled the super straight movement.
What?
Now I thought everybody's voice was supposed to be good. 5 months ago, Click Clock banned anybody trying to hashtag the Super Straight movement. But
Boosie was right.
Let's hear.
Yo guys, I made a new sexuality now, actually. It's called super straight, okay? Since straight people or straight men as myself, I get called transphobic because I wouldn't date a trans woman. You know, they're like, would you date a trans woman? I'm like, no, why? That's a female. No, like, that's not a real woman to me. Like, I want real woman. No, you're just transphobic. So now, I'm super straight. I only date the opposite gender, women, that are born women. So you can't say I'm transphobic now because that's just my sexuality.
He has a point.
He has a point. Yeah, you can't have that preference. That's what Boosie was talking about.
Exactly.
But Boosie couldn't articulate that. Yeah. And that was a serious part of that conversation that needed to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he couldn't. He just didn't have the ability to have it.
They come and try to recreate a new preference narratives and force it onto us. Now we gotta use the term cis for people that was naturally born their gender. I'm not using that damn term. And I dare someone try to correct me. Like, no, I'm not using. I grew up not even that term didn't even exist when I was younger. Now I got to use it to please y'all. No, then you know what? If y'all want to call me transphobic, by any means, call me that. I don't give a shit. But y'all not gonna change my what I feel my preference is where I grew up on. Nah, I want a natural born woman and shit, born female that can have my baby and stuff. Yeah, they got that could have a period. Shoot.
Yeah. You know what bugs me out is that so many women, you know, go along with this. I'm like, how are you gonna just like, you know what I say to a lot of sisters, man? I tell them this all the time that, you know, womanhood in America is dead. Y'all have literally took your womb, balled it up, and threw it out the window of a moving car. Y'all don't even defend what you are and what you go through. You know what I mean? As a female, you just want somebody to take that from you. They don't have a womb. They didn't have periods all their life. They didn't have the hormone issues and the hormone swings, and you got to deal with that and go to work on days your hormones all over the fucking place and you crazy as cat shit. They aren't going through none of that.
And that's what's funny, Jason. Like, yo, they supported this narrative so hard. And know what's so funny? They're complaining now. I'm laughing in their faces like, yo, y'all support this narrative, and now y'all want to come back to us to clean it up. I'm like Rorschach in the beginning of Watchmen when he says, yo, they're going to look up at us and ask us for our help. And I'm going to look down and say, no.
Yeah, well, see, here's the problem. We have to. Because if we don't interject ourselves,
I know
they're gonna have their way with our community. You feel me? You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing right now. They're running a Boston because there's really no pushback, and we just can't have Boosies out there doing this. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You can't just have Boosie out there,
especially in our community. Jason, like the black woman really supported the LGBT trans movement so hard.
Yeah,
like crazy.
And because they wanted to help.
I see them do it more than whites and Latinas. It's them.
Because they want to participate in the emasculation of their own men.
Yeah, and feed their own narrative. And then
they think it's funny. You know what I mean? To emasculate black men and, you know, and call us gay and faggots and, you know what I mean? Oh, you liked it in the butt, didn't you? I'm pretty sure you was a down low. You know, all that nonsense.
And they're funny too. Then they want to go thinking they could swirl and everything. And that white man looking at them like, look how you treat your own black men.
I had a British guy come on the channel 2 days ago and say that very thing. He said, I don't understand why Black American women attack black men so much. And I'm going to try to have him on the show, on the YouTube show. But yeah, nobody understands it. Nobody understands it.
I mean, you know, it's dysfunctional. You know, but it's all part of the programming too. We gotta keep reminding ourselves. You know, I know a lot of people don't want to bring race into it and white people's fault and all that, but there's been a process. Okay, we didn't get like this yesterday. Okay, and it's been a process, and it's going to take a process to get us the fuck out of it. It's a process. I mean, most people don't back against the dominant society. They just don't. So whatever they give us, we kind of roll with it. We're basically a subculture of their culture. You know what I mean? And you know, and we just roll with it. Whatever politics they give us, we eat it. Whatever, you know, child support, whatever rules they give us in that area, we eat it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And we got to stop doing that. It's not getting us nowhere. That's my point. I'm not mad at my brothers in the 60s and 70s from walking away from wayward women. But what did it get us?
Let's get this next one in because I value y'all time. Let's check it out. This is a commercial, but it shows the dynamic that I don't believe this lady was a damsel in distress. I think she was a full. I think the dude was more passive than she is. Hold on. This is Dale Curry.
Yeah, I know that, man. Yes.
This is a trailer from years ago.
Okay.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Eric Collins alongside Stephanie Reddy. Tonight is a special night around the NBA.
You get one night named after you, and look at you.
This is not, to me, this is not a person who was told, hey, I want you to perform like this. This is not a person who said a bunch of white guys came in and say, I think this is really their dynamic.
The following is a presentation.
So I just really feel like it's dynamic because if that's not her regular demeanor, then that's a heck of an acting performance.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Mr. Research. What's funny about it?
Nothing.
What's the fucking point of it, right? Why we see commercials like this all the time, right? Why? Exactly. Why we gotta keep participating in commercials where we're giving up our throne, if you will, as men? What the fuck is? But hold up. But somebody's got to sit in the throne, though, right?
Right.
So hold up. So all right. If you want equality, then you will get rid of the throne. But that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is they're doing role reversals.
That's all they are doing.
So it's not equality. It's role reversals. It's not equality. I want motherfuckers understand that. See, I can't be on the Breakfast Club. I will sit there and ill out. This is me freestyling right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking off about my heart. But I'm a smart brother who knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I couldn't be in that chair. They will never put a brother like me in that chair. So imagine if you had a brother like me, but also was even better communicator. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They would never bring them on that show. They're going to bring a Bootsy on there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And that's the bullshit. It should have never been a conversation with him in the first place if they was really trying to have a serious conversation about the issue.
Well, you know what? Like I said, man, this all is weird to me. We're going to do final thoughts, but this is all weird to me. And this goes back to, like I said, helping the first Black woman become a director. It's just a weird dynamic that we got, man, where we as dudes got to recognize that we got one thing we got to protect. Our sons, second thing is our daughters. And, you know, you might have to even protect your son-in-laws from this nonsense because they going to come to you lost as hell. You know what I'm saying? You know, angry at the world. I just don't think it helps Black men to be angry. I just don't. Dudes got to be strategic. But let's get the last words. Mel, you got first, and Jay Sean, you gonna end it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like, we definitely, you know what I'm saying. We got to strengthen our boys and stuff like that because it's a narrative. It's been programmed for years. See stuff like this and breed it more and more. And definitely, we got to start training our boys more and more now, like everything. Yeah, because this female tendency is like a disease now, becoming stronger than cancer, almost next to COVID. But yeah, so yeah, but definitely, man. Thanks for having me up. Research. It's good.
No problem, bro.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, Jason.
All right, brother. Good bill, man. I mean, I'm glad we can have a discussion, man, without
definitely, man.
everybody being egotistical about the shit. You know what I mean? We don't always have to agree on every little thing, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, exactly.
We all men.
Exactly. You ain't gotta be all ratchet and loud. Like, you know?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's that stubborn. Like my man said in the chat room earlier. I saw my man in the chat room, James Salmon. He was like, a lot of ego with Black men. You know what I mean? I talk the shit I know. I talk the shit I know. I don't know nothing about being married. All right. I never been married. So I don't talk that shit. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna tell you why I'm not married. You know what I'm saying? All right. But because relations is relations. But I'm not gonna go into some ins and outs of being married because I never lived that life, man. So look,
my thing is, I'm all about the end game. What's the end goal now? We got all this information, everything out there. Everybody preaching everything. Now, what's the end goal now? Because how much more you going to keep preaching forever?
And my closing remarks, that's what I'm going to talk about. The end game. This is not personal, gentlemen, and I'm not vindictive. That's a female trait. I'm not here to get revenge on black women. I'm here to run shit and create a better future for my grandchildren. That's my position, and I'm not budging off of that. Now, I don't have all the answers. I do know there's no way out of this shit. There's no running from it. You know what I mean? The only way we're going to solve this problem is running through it. Now, how we run through it is still up in the air. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't have all the answers. You know what I mean? But I just know that we can't circumvent the shit and stand on the sidelines allowing it to happen ain't going to help neither, because we saw earlier what they're doing with our legacy. That's because we're absent. Because we're not saying anything. We can't just have Bootsy out here, the only one speaking up. We can't just have Kwame Brown out here speaking up. You know what I mean? We got to be, where the fuck is the cadre of men who are saying no on every level, in the church, on the block, in the home, in the school? We just across the board, no. You know what I mean? Where's that at? And if we're not doing that, that means we're not present. And if we're not present, then we can't ask for no results. The results is going to be by those engaged in the game, those who are playing in the game. You can't be on the sideline thinking that you're going to get stats from the game. You never played the game. You're not in the game. Those on the run to score are the ones playing the game. And right now, these other groups are running up the score because we're not in the game. We need to get the fuck in the game, and we need to get in the game as a group. We need to get a hardcore patriarchy going that needs to start with a hardcore code of conduct. 20 things that we agree on, and we stand on that shit. And that's the way it is when you deal with Negro black men. In the discussion. You know what I mean? There's nothing to negotiate. You know what I mean? There's nothing to negotiate. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to argue about. This is the way it is. All right? Take it or fucking leave. Where the fuck you going? Ain't enough brads for you, sweetheart. Get your ass over here. You understand me? Right. Sit your ass down. Get in this kitchen. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? That's how power dynamics work. Punishment and reward. You cannot punish people you're not engaged with. And you can't reward people you're not engaged with. And if you're not trying to reward somebody, that means your whole argument is bullshit. You don't have a real position. Because you're saying there's a problem. That means when you don't see the problem, you see somebody that's counteracting the problem, a good sister, you're supposed to back her. I'm going to back Allison Felix. She's a good woman. You understand me? I'm going to back a sister like Simone Biles. She's a good champion and a good sister. She's been classy. She hasn't been ratchet. She hasn't been the things that we hate. You know what I mean? She's been the opposite. So when she does have a fuck up or something like that, being on code is to reward her in that moment with support. But brothers don't understand that. And that's the things you got to understand. When it's time to fight a bitch, when it's time not to. That's punishment and reward. That's power dynamics. And these are things we're going to have to reconstitute. And I'm here for it. Anyway, business is life and life is business, man. Thanks for letting me come up. Research, man, has been a hoop.
And you guys check me out on one of my other channels. I'm still here at work. So I'm probably going to run another topic on one of the other channels in about maybe an hour. Much love, man. Holla at y'all. I'm off to lunch. Peace.
Peace.
All right. Peace.